Right now, we turn our attention back to the plane crash we have been tracking here in Augusta County. This plane crash happening around 9:15 this morning. We have learned it was an F-15C jet that crashed in the area. The ABC station in Boston reporting that one person, a pilot obviously, was on board. He or she was ejected from the plane, and it's unknown if the pilot suffered any injuries. This crash happening in Deerfield. The command center is set up on Deerfield Valley Road as we speak. That's where you find WHSV's Garrett Weimer right now. Garrett, we spoke with you earlier. We can now see you and that surrounding area. What's happening where you are right now?
Tom, we're here at the Mobile Command Center. You can see it here behind me. A lot of activity lately, crews coming in and coming out. Virginia State Police are here, U.S. Forest Service, Augusta County Sheriff's Office, Augusta County Fire Rescue, also representatives from the Virginia Emergency Management, all here and starting to get to work on the scene. There's still a lot we don't know at this time. Still not a lot of details have come out. But as you said, it was a military plane, an F-15, that crashed just after 9 o'clock this morning, not far from here. Over to my left, there's a mountain and a forest, a dense forested area, and that's where that plane is believed to have crashed. There have been helicopters in the air, several that I have seen, and they have been circling the area quite low to the ground near where the crash site is believed to be. I also talked to a neighbor today who said he saw the crash happen, said the plane was flying very low to the ground. He heard first a sonic boom and then another boom, and then saw a plume of smoke and fire, a mushroom cloud is the way he described it, that shook the whole ground, not just here where we are at the fire department, but also miles down the road at the library where I was talking to people. But still an investigation very much in progress, and we'll bring you updates as we get them. Live in Augusta County, Garrett Weimer, WHSV.
All right, Garrett, thank you very much. A reminder that all of these details can be found on WHSV.com. An interesting note there by Garrett that a witness reporting seeing that this plane was flying very low to the ground. Again, the report showing that this was an F-15C jet. That witness saying that the plane was flying low to the ground, and that witness saying that he could hear a boom right around the time of this crash. Again, this happened in Deerfield around 9 this morning. A pilot on board, according to the ABC station. We're keeping track of all of this. It's been a busy morning here at WHSV. A lot of phone calls we have made. Again, all these details can be found on WHSV.com at this hour.
The search is still ongoing for a missing pilot in Augusta County. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Corso.
And I'm Allison Bruner. Thanks for joining us tonight. Breaking news we're following all day out of Augusta County.
An F-15 from the Massachusetts Air National Guard going down in western Augusta County.
The Augusta County Sheriff's Office has confirmed the military aircraft crashed near Elliott Knob. That's near Deerfield Valley Road in Deerfield.
WHSV Augusta County reporter Garrett Weimer was the first reporter on the scene this morning.
And Garrett, do we know why the plane crashed and how that pilot is doing tonight?
Very busy, as you might be able to tell by looking just behind me. There's a lot of agencies involved in the search and rescue operation here. Virginia State Police, the FBI, Virginia National Guard. There are teams of volunteers, even the Department of Homeland Security and Department of Defense. Helicopters circle the sky, combing the search area for the plane's pilot.
At this point, we're still searching for survivors on that. This is still a search and rescue mission at this point.
First, I thought maybe it was a bomb, because I mean the tremendous fireball that came up out of the ground there, and it mushroomed, and the smoke just kind of hung around for a long time.
This picture from a man in Deerfield shows what the smoke looked like: thick, visible for miles. State police say the plane did not crash into the side of the mountain, but in a flat area near Elliott Knob. The Massachusetts Air National Guard says the pilot flying the plane reported an emergency just before losing radio contact.
Something that you not expecting this close. I mean, the thing could have landed on your house or your neighbor's house. But that's not the first time I've seen planes fly down through the valley, and they generally go down through Marble Valley and peel back around. But that's the first time I'd ever seen them that low.
Thankfully, no one on the ground here in Augusta County was hurt, but the search for the pilot continues on into the evening. Live in Augusta County, Garrett Weimer, WHSV.
Thank you, Garrett. And as we are following the story, several viewers have wrote comments on what they've been seeing in that area. You can comment right now on our WHSC TV3 Facebook page regarding this story. Also, you can find the latest updates there as well as on our web channel at WHSV.com. A military F-15 jet went down in western Augusta County this morning around 9. That plane was heading from Massachusetts to New Orleans. It was unarmed. This is a map of the rural area where the crash happened just west of Stanton, as you see here. And now we know what that crash sounded like. Listen for this explosion.
Now, we are told that is the sound of part of the plane exploding before it went down over Augusta County. If you listen closely, you can still hear it as it falls to the ground. Now, this is new video that was captured this morning on an outdoor camera at a campground on Shenandoah Mountain near West Augusta.
And tonight we are live at the command post where the investigation continues.
Yeah, we're joined by WHSV's Nicole D'Antonio. Nicole, what's happening where you are right now?
Channing, Allison, still a lot of questions up in the air about this case, but the big question is, where is this pilot? Now, I was told they will continue the search throughout the night. Department of Defense now taking over the search. But I want to show you guys, you can see right behind me the blinking lights. That's where the helicopters have been going up and coming back down. I mean, you can hear the helicopters going up above us as they continue this search, both in the air and on the ground. Now, take a look at this video I want to show you guys. This is from the crash earlier today. You can see the crash site burned out by the trees. An impact crater was made when the plane crashed into the ground. The resulting explosion startled a lot of people in the area.
First, I thought maybe it was a bomb, because I mean the tremendous fireball that came up out of the ground there, and it mushroomed, and the smoke just kind of hung around for a long time.
Now, I also want to mention that state police are out forming a perimeter around the area, and I was told they will be there throughout the night. Of course, this is a story we will continue to cover. When we're not on the air, you can find us online at WHSV.com. Live in Augusta County, Nicole D'Antonio, WHSV.
Continue our coverage now of the Augusta County plane crash.
Let's check in again with WHSC's Nicole D'Antonio. She joins us live from Augusta County where the investigation continues. Anything new, Nicole?
I was told now as we speak, search and rescue crews continue to search for the missing pilot. Now, throughout the course of the day, more than 100 people have been out here searching for this pilot. In fact, I want to show you guys right behind me. I know it is dark out here, but people out here setting up for the course of the night. Now, take a look at these pictures I want to show you guys. This first one is an example of the plane that went down. The plane was a Massachusetts National Guard. They call it an F-15C. Also, take a look at this second picture. It was sent in by a viewer. Now, again, I want to mention that at least 100 people have been out here on the scene throughout the day. 4 helicopters, about 10 different search and rescue teams have been here this evening. We will continue to keep a close eye on this story. When we're not on air, we'll be online at WHSV.com. Live in Augusta County, Nicole D'Antonio, WHSV.
We begin this afternoon once again following the latest developments in a plane crash that happened yesterday in Augusta County involving an F-15. Today, marking a very busy day for search crews. The big focus today is the search to find the pilot who was flying that plane shortly before it crashed. Keep in mind, we are now more than 24 hours past when the plane went down, yet there is still no sign of where the pilot is. Overnight, we learned the search area to find him was expanded. Our team coverage of the military plane crash begins in Deerfield at the site of where the command post is for this search. WHSV's Garrett Weimer joining us from that site. Garrett, how is the search mission coming along at this hour?
Well, Tom, the search is back in full force this morning after a long and ultimately unsuccessful day and night of searching yesterday. The operation has grown today. You can see here over my right shoulder some of the satellites there for the communications system that is here and set up to help in the search today. According to a spokesman from the Virginia National Guard, there are about 150 people on the ground searching today, plus the helicopters, which again, just like yesterday, kind of a constant presence here in the area, going up and coming back down. The terrain out here, like I've told you, makes the search very difficult. It's in a remote, very heavily wooded area, and the thick tree canopy also makes it hard for the people in the helicopters to see. And there's also not much access out there other than logging roads and fire trails. I am told that overnight and throughout the day yesterday, the searchers have been able to change and modify the search area. So searchers are looking in a different spot than they were yesterday. And I'm told that they will search until they find the pilot or until they find something that tells them they shouldn't continue any longer. Live in Augusta County, Garrett.
It's a developing story as the search for a missing pilot continues into a second evening.
Crews have been looking for that pilot ever since a military F-15 from Massachusetts crashed in western Augusta County yesterday morning.
WHSV Augusta County reporter Garrett Weimer has been on this story since it broke yesterday morning.
And he's live at the command center for the search in Deerfield. And Garrett, what do we know about the search for the pilot today?
Crews still have not confirmed whether or not the pilot ejected from the plane, but as you might be able to tell from the scene behind me here, today everything was still being treated as a search and rescue operation. As crews Thursday looked for the missing pilot, the focus of the search has shifted now to the southeast side of Crawford Mountain.
The focus is looking for some type of sign, a parachute or anything else that might indicate that the pilot was able to eject.
The crash site is far past the barriers blocking this street off Old Parkersburg Turnpike in a remote area marked by thick trees.
They're walking through whatever they're facing, whether it's high terrain, flat, thick vegetation, whatever they're walking through, looking for any clue. That's a standard method that's used for search and rescue, just to have a group of people walk along and look for any clues that they can report that will help with the effort.
The Department of Defense has taken the lead in the investigation, part of an effort that has grown even since Wednesday. That includes new communications rigs like this one to help the operation. Meanwhile, crews continue to scour the search zone from the skies.
These folks have got a lot of experience with doing this sort of thing, so we're hoping that, again, there are going to be some sort of visual signs that might lead us to something.
Puryear says they'll keep looking until they find the pilot or a reason to search no further. We still don't know much about what that actual crash site holds, but we do know today was the first day investigators got a close look at it. That's because yesterday they say the crash site was too hot because of the fire. Live in Augusta County, Garrett Weimer, WHSV.
And we will continue to post updates on this story, which you can find on our WHSV Facebook page, our TV3 Twitter page, and on WHSV.com.
Breaking news, the missing pilot of the F-15 jet just found dead. Good evening, everybody. I'm Channing Frampton in for John Rogers.
And I'm Allison Bruner. Let's get straight to WHSC's Nicole D'Antonio live at that command post tonight with this breaking news.
Nicole, what do you know right now?
Channing, Allison, the press conference just wrapping up here. Now, tonight we do know the pilot did pass away during the crash. That's according to the Massachusetts National Guard. Right now, we're also finding out that search and rescue crews were just able to enter the plane for the very first time earlier this afternoon. It's then when they found out that the pilot didn't eject from the plane. Now, still a lot of questions up in the air right now. We still don't know the name of the pilot, but I am told we will find out that information sometime tomorrow. Again, this is still an ongoing investigation. The big question right now is what caused this crash? And I'm told that's a question we won't know for another couple weeks. Live in Augusta County, Nicole D'Antonio, WHSV.
And we'll, of course, continue to follow this tomorrow morning on Daybreak. Again, that missing pilot on the F-15 jet found dead tonight in Augusta County. And we know that he did not eject from that jet.
And tune in for Daybreak starting at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning with those details.